Welcome back, wireless technicians. This is it, the final part of our series. We're going to take all that theory and put it to work right where it counts, in the field. We're building a step-by-step game plan for crushing the most common Wi-Fi issues you face, turning those headache service calls into quick wins.
Yep, you heard that right. This is part 10 of our deep dive, all based on that amazing report from the RFI detectives over at Virtualization Options LLC. We've laid all the groundwork, and now it's purely about the how-to. How do we apply this knowledge to solve the real problems you see day in and day out?
Okay, let's get right to the heart of it. The main idea from Chapter 10, and our focus today, is something you've got to let sink in. Most of the time, the problem isn't some bizarre hardware failure or a crazy RF environment. Nope, it's usually just a simple, solvable configuration mistake. If you master the method, you'll solve problems faster than anyone. So to do that, we need a system. We're going to follow a logical path, starting with the biggest culprit, the user. From there, we'll work our way down through the RF, network, and finally the device layer. You should really think of this as a diagnostic funnel. It helps us narrow down the possibilities until, bam, we find the root cause. So, let's kick off our investigation. The goal here isn't to memorize every possible bug in existence. It's about having a repeatable system that helps you find any problem every single time. And that system, always, starts at the simplest and, by far, the most common failure point, the user layer. Seriously, before you even think about pulling out a spectrum analyzer, you have to check the absolute basics. You know, what's wild about this slide is just how fundamental it is. I'm telling you, an incorrect SSID or password is the #1 cause of connection failures, hands down. Users pick the neighbor's network by mistake, they mix up the letter O and the number 0, or they just flat out forget that passwords are case sensitive. So your first step is always to verify. Is it the right network? Let's type that password in again, character by character. And the final, ultimate test? Grab a device you know works. If your phone connects just fine, well, you know the problem isn't the network itself. Okay, so you've ruled out user error. Good. Now it's time to look at the environment. Let's move on to the RF layer and see how the airwaves themselves can cause all sorts of chaos, even when the configuration is perfect. For any tech working in the field, this is Wi-Fi 101, but it is absolutely non-negotiable. In that super crowded 2.4 GHz band, there are really only 3 channels that don't overlap in North America, 1, 6, and 11. If you're using anything else, you are guaranteed to be causing interference for someone else and getting it right back. And here's exactly why that matters so much. The symptoms are the classics, right? Slow speeds, random dropouts. The problem is just plain old congestion. Your tools, even a simple Wi-Fi analyzer app on your phone, are your best friends here. They let you actually see the spectrum, so you can pick the quietest channel available. And please remember that pro tip. It doesn't matter one bit what the RF environment looks like standing next to the router. The only thing that matters is what the client device is actually hearing. All right, on to the network layer. We have all seen this one. The user's device says it's connected, the little Wi-Fi icon is solid, but nothing, absolutely nothing will load. This is that classic frustrating puzzle. Connected, no internet. When you see that symptom, your brain needs to immediately jump to one place, DHCP. The wireless connection is there, it's solid, but the device never got a valid IP address, which means it has no idea how to actually talk to the rest of the network.
And here's your playbook for nailing it down. First, check the client's IP. If you see an address that starts with 169.254, that's what's called an APIP address. It's a dead giveaway that DHCP has failed. Next, try to force it. Use a command line tool like ipconfig/renew to ask for a new address. If that doesn't work, then it's time to log into the router. Is the DHCP address pool all used up? Is there a static IP causing a conflict? This 3-step process will solve it almost every time.
We're at our final diagnostic layer, and this one is all about isolating the problem. Is this a network-wide apocalypse, or is it just one single misbehaving device? This is a huge fork in the road during any troubleshooting session. This right here is how you figure out the scope of the problem. If it's just one laptop that won't connect, you can focus all your attention right there. You're thinking corrupted drivers, maybe a weird network profile setting, or an interfering VPN client. But if every device is failing, now you know the problem is with the central infrastructure. That's your cue to start looking at the router for firmware bugs, security protocol mismatches, or some other system-wide meltdown. And speaking of firmware, that can be a real pain. A recent automatic update can introduce all sorts of new bugs or kill performance. Before you spend hours pulling your hair out or go for a full factory reset, here is a pro tip from the trenches. Always check the manufacturer's support forums first. Chances are someone else is screaming about the exact same issue, and there might already be a known fix or a beta version you can try.
And you know, that really brings us to the core message of this entire series. This quote from the report just says it all, doesn't it? It's not about memorizing 1,000 different solutions. It's about building a logical, layered process that you can apply to any problem you come across. That right there is what separates the experts from the novices.
So as we wrap this all up, I'm going to leave you with this question to chew on. The very next time you're on a call and a user says the Wi-Fi is down, what's that first, simplest layer you're going to check? Thanks for sticking with me through this whole series. Now go out there and solve some problems.